thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this little presentation about how to sort, store, and organize your crafting paper. Paper can be so overwhelming, but it's so easy to organize when you have a good plan, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. What is your plan? What kind of plan can you use for getting your paper organized? Now, the nice thing about having a plan is, even if you can only do a little bit of organization at a time because life gets in the way and you're not allowed to spend all your time in your craft room, if you have a plan, it's easy to pick up where you left off and keep moving forward. So rather than organizing and reorganizing, if you follow the steps that I suggest, the 4-section system, it's going to be easy not only to continue down the organization path, but to add new products into your paper storage system when you bring new things home so that they actually get used. They get put away right away. So that's a whole nother story though, right? Okay, so let's talk about paper storage and organization. What I'm going to talk about today in terms of a tool for paper storage and organization is what we call our paper storage combo kit, and that includes 5 of our paper storage boxes. So that's this set of 5. Now each one of these is going to hold between 500 sheets of paper, 300 sheets of cardstock. So tons of room in there. So with the paper storage combo, you're going to get 5 of the boxes. You're going to get 50 of our supersized single storage pages, and I'll show you what those look like as we go along if you're unfamiliar. And then you're going to get a package of 25 labeling tabs, and I'll also show you how that works. Now, as I go through the process of organizing using my paper storage combo kit, keep in mind that you can apply the ideas that I'm talking about today to other tools as well. All right, so what's the first step? The first step is to wrap your brain around the 4-section system. And the 4-section system is a mental path that your brain is going to follow to find your stuff. And if you haven't read about it or watched any of the videos on it, I'm sure there's some links to it underneath the screen where this is playing. So if you want to go online and watch the 4-section system video or read the article, you can and you should do that if you're unfamiliar. But basically what the 4-section system does is take all of your craft supplies, right now we're just talking about paper, and breaks them down into 4 major categories. And that makes it easy for your brain to remember where your stuff is, right? So first category is alphanumeric in the 4-section system, and that doesn't really apply to paper storage. We're going to focus on the last 3 categories: themes A to Z, the calendar year, and the rainbow. So regardless of whether or not you're just a scrapbooker, a rubber stamper, a card maker, a mixed media artist, any of those things or all of those things, the 4-section system is going to apply equally to all of your craft supplies. So let's go to section 2, themes A to Z. Those are all the things that you scrapbook about organized alphabetically. Section 3 is the calendar year, so again, holiday and seasonal materials. And then finally the rainbow, which we all know is all the colors that you might use that are standard. So the first thing you need to do in order to organize your paper is you need to come up with a list of all the themes that you scrapbook about. Just write that list down or print it up on the computer. It's a little bit easier if you put it on the computer because then you can reorganize it alphabetically. So it's easier to kind of work things in. But that's your first step. So, and then once you've generated that list, then you're going to use that list to create some things that are going to help you sort your paper. And there's 2 ways to do that. The first way to do that is to create some things that what I call a sorting guide or a sorting template like this. And so as you can see, this has a line drawn down the side. So this is 12 by 12 on this side. Now, 12 by 18 paper works best for this. If you've got old construction paper around that you're not going to use for anything, construction paper works perfectly. I bought a tablet of 12 by 18 paper at the dollar store for $1, so that's a great way to go. But it really is helpful if you can get this big 12 by 18 sheet of paper if you're going to use this method. You're going to write the theme or category at the top, so this says rainbow and then reds and pinks. You've got the calendar year that you're going to make templates for, so this says calendar, obviously winter, and then I've just listed the 2 holidays in winter that I'm most focused on, Christmas and New Year's. And then you've got your themes A to Z. So this sheet says themes ABC. So if I had animals, that would be on here, beach, birthday, camping, whatever it is that fits from your themes list, those categories. Now that themes list is going to be really important because you'll know when you start making your sorting templates, you know, kind of off the top of your head, hey, I have a huge amount of sports stuff. So rather than your template here being, you know, ST, whatever, you could just do S and then sports, because that's going to be a lot of stuff. So you can kind of gauge it off your themes list how many sorting templates you need. So once you're sorting, now I said there's two ways to do this. So you can make sorting templates. You can also use a paper storage box and use that as a method for sorting. So if you're using a paper storage box as a method for sorting, then you're going to want to include some sort of dividers in the paper storage box. So this actually says rainbow on it, and then I have the individual rainbow dividers. Now these dividers that I'm using, these are our regular scrap rack dividers. They come in packs of 5, looks like this, right? And they also come in packs of 15. So if you need a lot of dividers, you can do that. They're a little bit large for the boxes. So what I've done with our dividers is I've just trimmed them up, and then they slid into the boxes with no problem. So if you want to use scrap rack dividers, you can do that, but you have to trim them up to make them fit. The nice thing about the scrap rack dividers is that they are plastic, so they add a little bit more durability or stability to your paper in the box. Okay, so you have two ways to sort. You can put dividers in. Now if you're using dividers, I would just use a little sticky note on them that says, you know, themes ABC, or, you know, holiday calendar, December, January, February, whatever it is. And then after you're done sorting, then you can label them. So you're either going to use boxes with your dividers in them, or you're going to use the template method and sort onto the sorting template. So the nice thing about the sorting templates is if you're going to move forward with other organization classes, you can reuse these as we go through other processes in the class. So if you do create the sorting templates, don't throw them away when you're done sorting paper, because you'll be able to use them again later. Basically what you're going to do with your sorting templates or your boxes is you're going to take your paper, your piles of paper, wherever it is, and you're going to go through those piles of paper. So spread out your sorting templates. Now at my house, the living room and the dining room all run together. So when I did this sort, I pushed all the furniture back and I put my templates all on the floor. It made a huge mess, but it was super efficient. And then you could go through and just drop your papers on each pile wherever they belong on each template. So at the end of the sort, now this works great for a couple of reasons. One, you can sort massive amounts of paper, right? So if you have all day and you know you're not going to be interrupted, you could sort tons of paper onto those sorting templates. Or if you just have an hour to work on paper, you can sort for an hour and then stack everything up and organize it, and then you're ready to go the next time you have an hour to sort or organize. So I hope that makes sense. So once you've got everything sorted, then you're going to take those stacks of paper. So I'm going to pull this off my B template. This is all my beach stuff, right? It's all different kinds of beach paper all together. And now I'm going to take one of those super-sized single pockets. So that's what this is. It has a 3-hole punch in it, so you could put it onto your scrap rack. But it also is going to work to stand up in your paper storage box. So I'm going to take all the paper for that theme, and I'm going to pop it into that super-sized single pocket. And now I've got all of my beach paper all grouped together. Next thing I'm going to do is take one of these little self-adhesive tabs, right, that comes in the kit. You're going to get 25 of those in the kit. And I'm going to stick it onto that pocket, and I'm going to put the label into it. So this says beach right on the side of the pocket. Now when I take that beach paper, I can put it into my paper storage box, right? And when I'm looking for beach paper, there it is sticking off the edge. Now I'm going to organize my paper storage boxes in the same 4-section system. So that I'll have, the first section will be all my themes, so I might have a couple of boxes, themes ABC, DEF, GHI, whatever it is, depending on how much paper you have. But what I'm going to end up with is beach, this one is birthday, this one is camping. So when I need a particular type of paper, I'm going to be able to go right to the paper storage box. It'll have a label on the front, so you can see this one says a rainbow on the front, so you can label them however it's going to be most appropriate for you. And I'll be able to go right to my themes ABC box, and then using the little tabs, I'll be able to go, oh, there's my beach paper, pull it right out of the box and be ready to go. So whether I'm going to a crop or an event and I'm going to work on beach pictures and I want to take all that with me, or birthday or camping, super easy to pull it out. because it's in this oversized pocket, you can pull the flap over the top, and now you've got all your paper protected. If you're using a travel pack, you can put it right into your travel pack, or you can just put it into your tote that way and have everything together and well organized. You didn't have to spend any time gathering up your supplies. You're going to work on camping, you're able to pull that whole section out right at one time, right off your shelf. Now the other nice thing about the paper storage boxes, and they work it this way with the Expedite as well, is that you can actually tip them on their side, and so then it's easy to pull those paper pockets out. Oh, I put them in there backwards though. Let's put them this way. Put them away so you can see the tabs though once you put them in your box. I'm going to put the flap over on the top of my beach paper here so it all stays in nice and neat, especially because this particular paper is die cut, so I want to be sure that it's protected. So I'm going to tuck it in the flap there, and then I'm going to pull the lid over. So now I've got all my beach paper all protected in the supersized single pocket, and I'm going to slide it into my paper storage box, and I can just look down and read the little tabs and pull out whatever I need to work with, whether it's beach or birthday or camping or whatever it is. Same thing is going to work with my rainbow box. So you can see here, this box is full of rainbow paper, and I've got my little tabs. Now this is the one that I pulled the dividers out of. So I'd have the dividers for each of the color groups, and I can just look down the side and pull out the color groups of whatever I want. So one box is going to hold, like I said, 500 sheets of paper, 350 sheets of cardstock. Now they come in all white, so they come just like this, plain white, in that set of 5, which looks like, take these papers out of here. So this is what the set of 5 paper storage boxes looks like when it's all together. Now because they're just plain white, you can decorate them any way you want to match your room. So you saw these little cutie ones here that I did. I just spray painted it, and then I just decoupage die cut flowers onto the box, so it was really cute. This one's super simple. I just spray painted it silver, and I used a little business card holder on the front. So this one's for a basic gray, so all my basic gray paper at one time was in that box. So that makes that super simple. And the other thing, of course, is you can tilt them over on their back as long as you have some supports on either side. So they kind of need like a bookend on either side to hold them straight up and down. But that way it's easier to pull the paper straight in and out of them if they're straight up and down. The other way to label them, if you don't want to decorate the whole box, is to just create a tag for the front. So this one says Christmas. So, and then you can just slide that tag in, and now you can see that everything in this box is Christmas. It was super fast and easy. Now if you're going to tip them over on their back, then obviously you're not going to see that Christmas tag. But what you can do in that situation is take your tag and put it in here at the top. And then when you set this on the shelf, the tag that says Christmas is going to be sticking down on the bottom of the shelf. So you can really make your room cute and at the same time indicate exactly what sort of papers or supplies are in that box. So super simple way to do that with a cute little tag. Use up some of those supplies that you've been collecting. Kind of multi-purpose on it. So literally, if you follow along with those 3 sections, themes A to Z, the calendar year, and then the rainbow, you're going to be able to get all of your paper sorted, organized, and stored in no time. It's really simple. The other thing about it is, once it's labeled and you have your dividers in or your tags in, you're going to be able to add things. So as you're tidying up your room and you find that Christmas paper, you're going to be able to go, oh, I know exactly where this is going to go, into the Christmas section of my 4-section system in my paper storage boxes. You'll be able to go right there and put it away. You don't have to guess about where it's going to go or where it's going to fit in or any of those kind of things. One other thing I just want to talk about briefly are paper stacks. And paper stacks, I had one over here, are a little bit challenging to store, but all you need to do with your paper stack is, again, add one of those little stick-on tabs to the back cover of that paper stack, and then stand it up as close to the paper storage box that it goes with as you can. So this is all about boys, so this would be in my boys section, so this might be the paper ABC box, and then right next to it I've got that stack that's boys. So as I'm looking for boy paper, I'm going to see it and I'm going to remember that I have it. I'm going to be able to pull it out and use it. One of the things we tend to do with stacks is we tend to lay them flat like this, and stack them up and stack them on top of each other, and then it's hard to see what's in there, it's hard to remember, and it's hard to get to, and it's taking up a lot of space. So if you can turn your stack like this, you're taking up less space. Add that little tag. It's going to be easy to pull it on or off the shelf, especially if you're using something like the Expedite system from IKEA. So it makes it super simple. So a really great way to organize literally thousands of sheets of paper. Again, the paper storage combo is going to give you 25 labeling tabs, 50 of the supersized single pocket pages. So you might be thinking, well, if I only have 25 tabs, why do I need 50 pocket pages? Well, you don't necessarily need to label every single pocket that you put in your system, right? So if you might have 4 or 5 pockets of Christmas paper if you're a Christmas paper junkie. Now, these pockets are going to hold 20 sheets of paper, right? So you may have 4 or 5 of these with Christmas in it. Well, you only need to label the first one Christmas, because as you're flipping through that winter box, you're going to see all the Christmas papers are right there together and be able to pull it out. So you might have one that's labeled Christmas, and then use a couple more pockets, and then there's something labeled New Year's Eve. So it's clearly going to be that Christmas is there in the beginning. So you don't necessarily need to use the label on every one. And also remember that you can use the labels then on your stacks as well. Just stick that label to the last page of the stack or the chipboard backing of the stack so that you can see it. So you're going to get 25 labels, 50 of the paper storage pockets, and then you're also going to get 5 of the paper storage boxes in the paper storage combo kit. So if we talk just about paper, that's 2,500 sheets of paper at the minimum that you can fit into the paper storage boxes, have it all contained and ready to go. So super easy way to work. One other benefit also, before I let you go today, is that once your boxes are arranged, they can be over on a shelf somewhere else, right? For me, they're down below my IKEA system, right here, down below in the IKEA. So I took the IKEA Expedite, turned it on its side, put my scrap rack on the top, so I can find all of my embellishments really simply and easily just by flipping through. But if I'm working on Christmas, I can reach down, pull out my Christmas box, set it on the table. I've got all my embellishments, and then I've got all my Christmas paper. Same thing if I'm going to a crop or an event. I don't have to dig through and find all my random Christmas papers. I can just take my Christmas paper box or my winter season paper box, drop the whole box into my tote, and I'm out the door. Know that I have everything I need. And when I get home, I can pick up that Christmas box and just put it right back on the shelf. So it works so many different ways with actually how we create and craft as sort of crafters on the move. So paper storage combo, 3 pieces. It's going to be 25 labeling tabs, 50 supersized singles, and then of course the set of 5 of the paper storage boxes. There's more information online. There's a downloadable article as well online, so if you need to print that out so you have step-by-step instructions. You're also of course welcome to watch this video as many times as you want, and to email us with questions that you might have about the paper storage system or any of our products for that matter. So thanks so much for tuning in today. It was wonderful talking to you. I hope you find this video helpful. Have a great day. All right, now I get to tell you about the paper combo special. This week, the paper storage combo kit is on special. So you're going to get the paper storage boxes, you're going to get 50 of our supersized single storage pages, and you're going to get 25 labeling tabs, all for $62. So that's a savings of $15 over the regular price, so almost 20%. A great way to organize thousands of pieces of paper in one easy to access system. I hope you'll take advantage of it and go ahead and place that order now for your paper storage combo, where you can still get a great deal on it.